Hello everyone, long time no see. Sorry for not being active on here. All my videos were flopping and I started streaming and that's what I sort of enjoyed more at the time, so that's what I did. But I suddenly had the urge to make a video and this is the first one that came to mind, so this is what we're doing. Anyway, today I am going to be going through your guys' worst club experiences on Star Stable. I got you guys to send in your experiences through TikTok and Instagram, so if you can't just beeped outside. Anyway, let's just get straight into it. As always, I'm starting my training at Stevens. So this experience comes in from Riley. I was in a club and the ages was 10 to 13 and I was 10. I didn't realise that they were all like 25 to 30-year-old men and women acting like 13-year-olds, so I left the club immediately. That is a very mature decision for a 10-year-old and I'm very glad you did that. I know you probably didn't at age 10, but I really hope you reported that behaviour because that is not normal and quite frankly really fucking weird and dangerous. So I really hope you reported them to Star Stable. Please, if you experience something like this, report it because it's not normal. They may make you think it's normal, it's not. 25 to 30-year-old people should not be acting like 13-year-old girls on the internet. That is weird. Full stop. Also, just as a safety thing, I know my audience is quite young. Please be careful online and who you speak to and who you give your personal details to. Like, it's not a joke. It's one of those things where you think it's never going to happen to me until it happens to you. So please, 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 please don't share anything with people you don't know. Do not lie about your age on the internet because it gets you nowhere and it could land you in some very uncomfortable situations, shall we say. Okay, so this next one comes in from Sammy, who is a regular watcher of my live. So Sammy, if you're watching, thank you, Queen. Anyway, Sammy says, I was up late and I messaged the club leader on Global saying how she was funny. It's very nice of you. And I got told to come to Steve's farm. When I did, she reared her horse behind me, looks very sus. And that's how I joined the club. That sounds very culty. That sounds like a ritual. We also went on a trail ride one time where she said, let's nonce around Hollow Woods. Let's not nonce around Hollow Woods. Hollow Woods is a beautiful place. Let's not ruin it with weirdness, you know what I mean? But yes, the rearing in the back end is sadly a very common occurrence for me. When people spot me, they just like to do that. Fish sticks. Who said that? Also, I just wanted to take a minute to say I am getting back in my Instagram era. I'm posting lots of outfits such as this one, which I really love, on Instagram. So if you're interested in seeing that, please do follow my Instagram. I will be posting a lot more outfit inspiration in the next few weeks, so look out for that. Okay, this one comes in from Olivia. She says, I was in a club when I was about 11 years old and it was all really like for shits and giggles, and I logged on to Star Stable one day. Bear in mind, everything was fine before I got removed from the club, and they said they were on a completely different server, so I switched servers and I found what server they were on and I emailed the person who owned the club, and apparently she said I kicked myself off and I was pissed off because, like, what did I do wrong? And I was like, okay, but you removed me. And she said, no, I never removed you. What am I meant to be doing? How am I getting penalties? And then someone else got removed. So fun. I've had a lot of clubs like remove me for no reason when I was like 13. If they don't want you, that's their loss. Don't take it personally. Don't start arguments. Just leave gracefully is what I would suggest. Okay, so this next one says, I was in a club and I was in it for like a week and we had a club activity and I was just left out. They ignored me and my bestie. That is not very nice. I'm very sorry you went through that. Some people are very mean, and what I don't understand is, like, don't let people in your club if you're gonna treat them like shit. Like, what's the point of having new people if you're going to be all cliquey and not welcoming? I would just say that's their loss, and to leave the club. You don't even owe them an explanation. Just don't even start the drama. Just leave. Okay, so this next one sounds... Oh no. Okay, that was good. So this next one sounds kind of wild, and it says, I was in a dressy club and you were required to join a Discord call for the dressage. You didn't have to talk or anything, so everyone just went on mute. What am I doing? This girl must have forgot to put herself on mute, and she started making noises, if you know what I mean. And everybody heard the bed creaking and the noises, and everyone was traumatized. That sounds like horror. I'd actually probably cry. I can't tell whether she's... Because who's... Okay, I'm not going to go into it. But who's acting like that on a bloody dressage call, you know what I mean? Unless she was pranking you guys and, like, tried to make you think that was going on. I mean, that it obviously worked if it was a prank. Yeah, that is pretty insane. So this next one comes in from Mars, my queen. She said, I joined a club when I was like 8. It was a 10+ club, but they let me in anyways. First red flag. But anyway, they started adding multiple people the same age or younger than me. Who is letting their kid that's younger than 8 play Star Stable? When club events came around, they would talk about inappropriate stuff as well, like gore and things. It was not fun. After I left, one of the older members kept asking me to come back and join again. I kept saying no, and they kept insisting, so I put them on my ignore list, and I didn't play for about a year. That is so annoying. I hate people that ruin things for everyone else, but also that is really, really, really creepy. And that they were like talking about those stuff when like there's people that are younger on there. It just sort of, it's all a bit weird, isn't it? That was a very good decision. And I hope you reported them as well, because although the inappropriate conversations probably took place outside of Star Stable, I feel like it's worth a try to get them banned or something like that. But yeah, I'm glad you got yourself out of the situation, but it's sad that you were put off playing the game because of someone else. Okay, so the next one says, someone asked if I wanted to join their club, and I said yeah, why not, because I'm that person who likes to join clubs on SSO. Fair enough. And I joined the next day. There was a training, so I bought my Gen 1 horse and a shit outfit, and then the next day I got kicked from the club and heard nothing about it. Who knows what's happening now? If they kicked you because you were wearing a shit outfit, then that's on them. That's them being boring as fuck. I'm glad you wore a shit outfit, and I'm glad you unapologetically wore that shit outfit. So this next one comes in from a very special person. Fish sticks, special in more ways than one, I'd say. I'm joking, fish sticks, love you queen. Last year, I was in a club and the owners were 26 and 28. Nothing wrong with that. That club was 13+. See, this is where I have a problem, because at ages 26 and 28, why do you want to associate with people who are under the age of 18? The club I'm in is strictly 18 and above, and it's so much better like that. There's no petty drama. We're all very good friends, and you know, it's just a lovely environment. So why would you want to associate yourself with younger people? I don't get it. Anyway, and started talking about inappropriate stuff, to which the younger people asked about it, myself included, and they gave an in-depth explanation about everything. This is weird. Why are you talking about inappropriate stuff to people who are literally children? Like, I could not tell you. I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. It's weird. Please, if you have any experiences like this, block/ignore them, leave the club, and report it. It's just not normal, is it? Okay, this next one says, the owner attacking me in the leader chat after I called her out very respectfully for handling a situation with a member very poorly. She misunderstood what happened, jumped to conclusions, then doubled down and refused to accept the truth. She then told me I was sympathising with Sylvie. Who the fuck is Sylvie? Unless you mean bad Sylvie. That would be bad. After I warned her that posting NSFW in a club full of minors was wrong. Okay, well, thought that would have just been common sense, but apparently not. And she said she could get cancelled like Sylvie when all I did was kindly suggest an NSFW, that's really fucking with my dyslexia, chat for verified adults and mentioned she could be cancelled like Sylvie for something like that. Very fair point. So glad I unfriended her that day and she never spoke another word to me. That is very good. God looking out for me, for real. I was reached out to by a friend of hers on how she was talking about me behind my back while I was in the club. Genuinely weirdest behaviour I've ever encountered, and I hope she learns how to take accountability and treat people kindly. That sounds like a very mature approach to it. I feel like a lot of people would have literally had a massive freak out over it. I'm back doing dressage. I always say to everyone on my lives, do your dressage because the XP is so worth it. And once you learn how to do it, you barely ever fail. Anyway, this one says, not that insane, but I was in a club. It was a fun hangout club and really nice people. I told the owner that I was going to be away for 2 weeks because I was going on holiday. She said that it was fine for me to have a great time. When I came back, she mailed everyone saying disband. A few days later, I saw the same owner online. She had the exact same club name. I've actually had a similar instance to this. Not in the way that they kicked me out and tried to say that they'd disband. I went on holiday when I must have been about 12 when this happened, and I was in a dressage club. And I went on holiday, but I didn't tell the owner before. Got back, logged on to loads and loads and loads of messages from the owner saying, you missed this event, you have 2 warnings left. Next day, you missed this event, you have 1 warning left. And the next day, you missed this event, like kicked out in all caps. And I was like, I literally got kicked out for going on holiday. And I did end up texting them saying like, I was on holiday, is there any way I can join back? And they were like, no, sorry, once you've had 3 warnings, you're out. And I was like, people have lives, this is what I don't get. I don't know whether clubs are still like this. I hope not, because it's so weird and toxic, and it makes people think that they're not allowed to have their own lives outside of Star Stable, which is not true. It should be something you enjoy, not something you're forced to do. Like kids playing Star Stable instead of doing their bloody homework, you know what I mean? That's the one that springs to mind for me. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here for this one. Thank you for everyone who commented or got in touch with their stories. Very much appreciate it. If you have any video suggestions, tell me, because I'm struggling. Your girl's really struggling. I hope you're all good. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.